So, welcome back to the fourth video in this series. So, in this video, we are going to learn about getters and setters. So, have you ever needed to ensure that a given action is always performed before or after assigning some values to an object's property? So, this is possible with get setters, and you can also perform any sort of processing when retrieving the value of a property by using getters. So, one way to implement getters and setters in JavaScript is to use methods like it's done in Java. So, in object-oriented programming languages like Java, C++, it's possible to expose the members of a class at different levels by using access modifiers such as public, private, and protected. So, this serves to implement an important concept of object-oriented programming, that's data hiding. So, let me just quickly first tell you that what we are going to do in this video. So, first of all, this is I have created a cat class here and a variable named name, and it is private, so it's not accessible outside of this class. And the cat constructor here for initialization, and a get name getter, and a set name that is called setter. So, in this main class, if we first create the object of this class and then try to access the name that we have here, the string. So, if we try to access name here, and since you can see it's private, and if we try to run this program now, and we will get here private access in cat, so this variable is private. So, if I just do here like public here and then run this again, see it's accessible now. So, but what if we want to access the private variables and we have to give access to the private variables of a class to another class? Then we use setters and getters. See, first of all, if let's smudge dot get name, and now we try to access the private private integer here, private string here, and if we try to run this now, we will get the desired result, that's the cat's name JS loop. So, we are going to like implement this functionality in JavaScript, but you might be thinking that in JavaScript things are a bit different. As a time of this writing, making this video, there are no access modifiers in JavaScript. So, like let's start with the example in JavaScript now. What if I create an object and write name, and then let's first try to create a normal object without getters and setters. So, what we would do, like we create a new function inside of it that will take an argument here, and let us do like if type of name is equal to number, then just return, and if name dot length is less than 5 or name dot length greater than 10, then also we can like do return here. And if everything's right, then we can just this dot name is equal to the argument name. This is our normal setter, and if we do get name here, then we can just return this dot underscore name. Okay, let's just save the program, and if we try to like access our config, and let's first get name. Okay, so config dot get name, we get JS loop. Now if we try to set this here, set name, and I write okay, and now try to get name. See, it's Rohit now, but if we try to set name like less than 5 length and now get our name, see, it didn't change and it's still Rohit. So this is like a primitive example of how to use getter and setters before we before ECMAScript 6. Then we got the real getters and setters, but they are also not like real, because let me just show you the example. If you just write here set name, set is a keyword for setters, and get name, and now let's try to access config dot name. So config dot name, and we get JS loop. And if we write config dot, it was set no, config dot name is equal to now, and if I write Rohit and now try to access it, we get Rohit. So it's basically doing the same thing. Instead of like writing a specific function, we are using the keyword set and get to manipulate the our name variable here, name property here. So you might be thinking that why it is necessary, like we can directly access underscore name property and change the value of it, like config dot, if you write config dot underscore name is equal to ABC, and if I was doing this using the setter, then it would not change, because I have written here if length is less than 5, then it should return here. But if we are not using any getter and setter and we are directly manipulating the variable, the property of underscore name, it will run just fine. Then you see it's ABC now. But if I name is equal to like this setter and now try to access it, config dot name, see it's ABC because it has been modified by config dot name. So since there is no private concept like here in the case of normal Java, if we are not given any access modifier, we can simply like manipulate and change the properties. But if you want to like have some conditions here and you want to manipulate, you want to check if the length of name is not less than 5 or greater than 10, etc., anything you want, then you can use the keyword set and get inside of your config function. So thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, leave a like. If you dislike this video, press the dislike button. If you have any questions, write it down in the comment sections and I will try my best to answer them. This is Rohit signing off.